Welcome to
Media.
Too Much Media.
Hello? Hey. Okay. So, I think I'm finally healed enough to tell this story, okay? So, I'm about to tell you a story time about a turtle and me being. I don't want to give away any details actually. I'm going to just tell you a story, but just know at some point in the story, you're going to hear about a turtle and an incident that happened between me and a turtle. Okay, so put in your head, imagine it's like 20, not 20, 2000 and about like, I'm gonna guess like 8, I'll say like 2008, 2007. I'm like, this is the year I probably turned 7, I think, in my head. I'm like 7 or 8 at this point. Like, I probably just turned 7 or 8. So, my birthday's in June, so by now it's probably like end of June, beginning of July, okay? So for the summers, I always used to spend part of my summer with my cousins, okay? So this summer in particular, um no, yeah, no, it had to be because everyone was here already. Yeah, everyone was here. So all my cousins had come into town to spend the summer with us, okay? All the cousins who lived in other states all began to come from all over Florida, Atlanta, New York, uh, whatever random states they all live. They all came here to spend the summer together because our parents wanted us to spend summers together so that we would actually know each other in physical form and not just like, talk on the phone and stuff. Right. So we're all here, we're spending the summer together. It's a very chaotic summer, you can imagine, because there's a bunch of like 7, 8, 9, 10-year olds all in one house, all in like just absolute chaos, right? Now, our older cousin was the one who was responsible for taking care of us. So she's in her teenage years. So she's probably around like 15ish. I'm going to say 15 so our parents don't sound irresponsible. But basically, she would babysit a horde of us. Like we were just a clan. Like every time we came somewhere, it's very noticeable. It's like hella kids and like 1 to 2 teenagers watching us, right? Cool. So one of our summer pastimes, other than destroying the house, was going to the park. So this day, we're with our older cousin, and she's like, "Come on, y'all, I'm gonna take you guys to the park." And we're like, "Bet." So we take our usual path and walk to the park. We're all having a dandy time, doing random kid stuff, having fun at the park, running around. This day, I get to the park and I noticed that the park area is quite empty, and usually there's a lot of kids there taking up things that we want to use. But this day, all the park, things like, for example, one of the things we liked there was this like hanging tire where you can sit in the tire and like a bunch of us could sit on it and um, swing and sit and like spin and stuff because it's a tire, so it's circular, so you can kind of have quite a few people on it. So that was one thing we liked there. Obviously, swings, slides. This is actually a like pretty nice park that we live near, but no one's on the usual stuff. So at first, we all just go towards all the park stuff. We're playing, we're having a great time. After a while of us being so happy that we had the park to ourselves, we noticed that there's a crowd of kids in the back area of the park. And I'm like, what are they doing? Like, they're clearly looking at something. There's clearly something over there. So I start making my way over there. I make my way over there, and I'm like, what are you guys looking at? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, look, there's a turtle. So here's the turtle, guys, right? All right. So we're like, what? Oh my God, so cool. And this turtle was actually like a pretty big turtle. It's not like the zoo sized turtles. It's like like kind of like a house sized turtle, like a turtle you could like have living in your house, but like pretty big, like if the turtle had grown to like full size of a house turtle. Like, so I'll say like the size of like something I can compare that to, like a steering wheel, maybe a little smaller than a steering wheel, like the inner circle of the steering wheel, but like a smaller. I don't know. No, I feel like that's not a good comparison. Um, like the size of like freaking like something to scale of a turtle, like a dictionary, maybe. Yeah, like a dictionary. That's a good comparison. Like a dictionary sized turtle. Okay, so it's pretty big, but it's like holdable. Like a kid could hold it and carry it easily. So I'm like, oh my God, so cool. And then we like played with it for a while. We messed with it. Everyone's so excited. We're having a great time with the turtle. All the kids are playing with it. So we stay there for hours basically. Eventually my older cousin comes. She has no interest in the turtle. Like, she's a teenager. Like, she doesn't care. She's just there so that we could not destroy the house for a little while. So she's eventually like, come on guys, like it's time to go home, we're gonna leave now. And I'm like, oh my God, we found a turtle though, like I want to keep it, can we keep the turtle? And she's like, you don't live with me. You keep turtle if you want, take turtle, I don't care. So I'm like, yay, I'm so happy, I just got a pet turtle. And one thing about me when I was a kid, I always dreamed of having a pet. Like, I really, really wanted a pet. But my mom never let me have a pet. She was like, not trying to take care of a pet. She already had to take care of a child. I don't think she wanted a pet on her head as well. So she never let me have a pet. And like, one thing about Africans, like, they don't play that. You're not getting a dog or a cat like easily. I don't know. Maybe some African parents out there these days are starting to be lenient, but back in my day, African parents was not letting you have pets, okay? Like, I've noticed these days, African parents lately, y'all been getting real lenient with this new generation. Y'all letting them do a lot of things that was a no go in my day. But yeah, so I never had a pet, like anything, not even a fish, like, so I'm like, this is free. She can't even be like, I'm not going to buy you a dog or buy you a cat or a fish or whatever other pets and requests I'm asking for. Like a turtle that I got for free, and it doesn't have any fur. It doesn't shed. Like, it doesn't smell like, it's cute and it's peaceful. All it's going to do is chill in my room, in my head. This is my theory, 7, 8 year old me. Okay. So I'm like, yes. So we ended up, I think, staying for a little bit longer after that. But then after a while, it was time to go. So I'm like, bet, we're taking the turtle. Okay, so we're leaving the park now. And everyone's like, ready to go. Right as we are like stepping towards the exit of the park, I don't know if this turtle knew I was about to leave its home base with it or what, because animals are quite intuitive. I think the turtle must have known. Obviously, I didn't think that when I was a child, but somehow, some way, right as I'm leaving, we just had a great time with this turtle. It never gave us a single problem. It bites me on the finger. And when I'm saying it bit me, it clamps down on my pointer finger, right hand. I even remember which hand. Right hand pointer finger. Okay. Now, when it bites me, I let go of the turtle, and now the turtle is hanging from my finger, biting my finger. So I'm like swinging my hand back and forth with the turtle hanging off my fingers, like yelling in pain, crying, like, eventually with me swinging my hand and it's like hanging on its by its mouth on my finger, it drops, it lets go of my finger, and it drops on the floor. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe my turtle bit me. How could he? I was so upset. I felt like betrayed, because in my head, I'm saving this turtle. I just saved your life. How could you do this to me? Like, I just was about to rescue you from the wilderness and let you be my pet and let you have a happy and loving home in my house. And you gonna do me like this? Nah, fam. I was pissed. So now I'm crying, I'm upset. Everybody's laughing. You know, you know what? They always tell you family first, family this, family that. Family don't care about you. None of them cared. Everybody's like cracking up. They're laughing. They think this is the funniest thing that they've ever seen. And I'm just like, oh my God, my turtle did this to me? How could you? So I get angry after a second. And I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is good. But I kicked the turtle. Yes, I did. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. I kick, like when I'm telling you I kick, I'm full back swing, okay? Back kick swing, get ready, and full speed kick. Running, so head running start. Kick this turtle across the parking lot, okay? I was so angry. I keep kicking the turtle, kicking the turtle. I'm mad as shit. Obviously, the turtle has like hidden in its shell now, like, because it's like fearful. So it's like, the head and its legs are all inside the shell. So I'm like kicking the turtle. I'm so upset. I'm crying. And then I turn around. Everyone's still geeked. Like, they think this shit funny as hell. And then we leave with me in tears. And that's my turtle story. I don't know what the point of this story was completely. And I never even told my mom about the turtle. Like, she never even knew that we were this close to having a turtle living with us. Like, she never even found out about that. And I'm sure if she did know that I was this close to bringing a turtle home with me, she would have been very upset and like unwilling to take care of a turtle either. And like, why the hell would you bring a turtle home from the park? Like, what's wrong with you? So maybe it's for the best that this turtle bit me before I left. But I was just so betrayed. I feel like that was my first ever betrayal. Like, I feel like that was my first heartbreak. Like, my first sense of like, you can love someone and they not love you back. Because that turtle, I really was like, I had a, I had hearts around my eyes for that turtle. I was so happy that I finally was gonna, like, what's that one song that plays every time Andy's with uh Woody, like in Toy Story, like, you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Like, that was basically the song playing in the background with me and this turtle before it bit me. And then record scratch. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Because the way I was kicking this turtle, I was pissed. fuck nigga, you bro. And then all my cousins too, like they some fuck niggas too, cause nobody even was like checking on me. Nobody cared. Everybody was so, they found this like to this day when we discuss this story between the family and the people who were there, they all find it so funny. Like they think it's the most hilarious thing ever, me getting bit by this turtle. And I still feel the same level of betrayal and hurt by that turtle because I really was swearing like we were going to be lifelong comrades and I was finally going to have a pet because I always dreamed about getting a pet, you know? And I was this close. But just to round out this story, I do want to say never give up on your vision. If you know you want a pet, and you or you have some sort of like thing that you're sure you need to have to be able to sustain yourself in life, don't give up, because I did eventually get a pet. Yeah, I got a pet. It wasn't that turtle, obviously, but I knew in my head that I needed a pet and I was gonna finesse one day somehow some way to get a pet. My thought was it was going to be this turtle because it was free and I got to bring it home with no sort of kind of anyone to stop me from getting a pet. But it didn't end up working out. But did I give up? Did I let that turtle stop me from finding my real niggas? Huh? No, because it's just not in me to give up. I always get what I want. Like one thing's for sure, two things for certain. When I really, really, really want something, there's nothing you can tell me. Like you can't tell me anything. I might make you think I gave up, or I might like take a hiatus because I did take a minute there. It was a couple years later I had to heal. I was still healing. Like I swear I just healed from this turtle story. I was not able to tell this story so easily and so quickly to anybody back in the day. We would just call it the turtle incident and I would just leave it at that cuz I couldn't talk about it. But you know, I took a little minute, but eventually a couple years later, I saw another opportunity to get a pet and I took it. I'm not going to tell that story about how I finally got a pet or what type of pet it was today, but I did eventually get a pet. So if you're out there and you want a pet and your parents are telling you no, don't give up. Figure it out. There's a solution for you to get a pet. And if it isn't a pet and it's something else and you got bit, don't let these betrayers and backbiters get you, okay? They're going to try to stop you from getting to your desired path, but don't ever let them stop you. I didn't, and you shouldn't either. This is just a small example of a bigger story, okay? The story of my life. Oh my God, Liam. R.I.P. Rest in peace to Liam Payne. I also want to say that. Oh my God. I can never even say like a word that starts with one of their songs without thinking about that anymore. By the way, I'm not listening to any One Direction music for the rest of the year. I need a minute. I've seen people online listening to One Direction back to back to back ever since this heartbreaking news. And I'm just like, you guys are stronger than me. Like, I can't. I need a minute. Like, this is actually like, I'm distraught. Like, really rest in peace. And like, oh my God, it's just such a sad way to start the closing of the year. Like when the weather started getting cold, like it's really getting cold out here. Like it's cold in these streets. Like I can't believe this. Like but yeah, that's the turtle story, man. Like haunts me to this day.